November 24th, 1971. A well-dressed man boarded a flight in the United States using the name D.B. Cooper. A few hours later, he calmly handed a note to a flight attendant. "I have a bomb." The message was terrifying. The FBI launched one of the largest investigations in American history. But after jumping from the plane into a dark, stormy night, D.B. Cooper vanished forever. To this day, nobody knows who he really was or whether he survived. On the afternoon of November 24, 1971, a man using the name Dan Cooper bought a one-way ticket for Northwest Orient Flight 305 from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington. He was dressed like an ordinary businessman. Witnesses described him as calm, polite, and well-spoken. Nothing about his appearance suggested that he was about to become one of the most mysterious criminals in American history. Shortly after the plane took off, Cooper quietly handed a folded note to a flight attendant. At first, she thought it was a phone number and slipped it into her pocket. Then, Cooper leaned closer and calmly said, "Miss, you'd better read the note. I have a bomb." In that single moment, the flight changed forever. The note contained a shocking demand. Cooper claimed he was carrying a bomb inside his briefcase. He quietly opened it just enough for the flight attendant to see what appeared to be wires and red cylinders. He demanded $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. The pilots informed air traffic control, and the FBI immediately became involved. Rather than risking the lives of the passengers, authorities agreed to meet Cooper's demands. As the aircraft approached Seattle, police officers, FBI agents, and airport staff rushed into action. No one knew how the terrifying situation would end. After landing in Seattle, all 36 passengers were safely released. In exchange, Cooper received the money and the 4 parachutes exactly as he had demanded. The aircraft was then refueled for another flight. But Cooper wasn't finished. He ordered the pilots to fly toward. Only the pilots, 1 flight attendant, and Cooper remained on board. As darkness covered the sky, the Boeing 727 took off once again. No one on board could have imagined what would happen next. As the aircraft flew through the cold, rainy night over the forests of the Pacific Northwest, Cooper made his final move. He tied the bag of money securely to his body and put on one of the parachutes. Then he ordered the flight attendant to enter the cockpit and close the door. A few minutes later, the pilots noticed a sudden warning light. The rear stairway had been lowered. Strong winds rushed into the aircraft. Then, silence. Somewhere in the darkness, D.B. Cooper jumped from the Boeing 727 with $200,000 in cash. No one saw him jump. No one heard him land. He simply disappeared into the night. The moment the aircraft landed safely, the FBI launched one of the largest investigations in its history. Agents searched forests, rivers, and mountains across Washington state. Military helicopters, search teams, and tracking dogs were sent into the wilderness. But there was one shocking problem. No parachute, no body, no trace of D.B. Cooper. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. The FBI interviewed hundreds of suspects over the years, but none of them could be identified as the mysterious hijacker. The case quickly became one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. Nearly 10 years later, an unexpected discovery shocked investigators. A young boy named. In 1980, Brian Ingram was digging in the sand along the Columbia River when he found several bundles of decaying $20 bills. The serial numbers matched the ransom money given to D.B. Cooper. It was the first real piece of physical evidence ever found. But the discovery raised even more questions. What happened? How did the money end up there? No one could explain it. Even after decades of investigation, the mystery only grew deeper. After more than 50 years, the identity of D.B. Cooper remains unknown. Others believe he died. Some believe he survived and escaped with the money. The truth may never be known. In 2016, the FBI officially closed its active investigation, but the mystery continues to fascinate people around the world. D.B. Cooper became more than a criminal. He became a legend. So what do you think? Did D.B. Cooper survive the jump? Or did his secret disappear forever into the forests of the Pacific Northwest? Leave your opinion in the comments. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Unsolved, and turn on notifications for more mysteries, history, and true stories. Thanks for watching.